Dennis here at Cappel Training and Shoeing. I've got a horse here that belongs to a young lady. It's actually her first horse, and he had started developing some less than becoming behavior when she took him away from home. He wanted to be, she's, in her words, too forward. He didn't want to go through a gate. He bucked with her and all sorts of things that horses just do. And so she's got him here for us to help get him back. Before I saddled him, he wanted to be up here real close to me. So that was the first thing I established, was getting the horse to step back. And I just established that by raising up and doing what I need to do to get the feet to step back. And I just did put the saddle on. I'm gonna start some communication with him here and see if I can find out a little bit more about where he is mentally to what I'm asking. And I want him to just walk around me to his right, to my left. So I've taken contact with his head, and there's nothing there, nothing. So when you have nothing, when you're up there on their back and you take hold of the mouth, you got nothing. You know, and I always explain to people that when you get in your truck and you take hold of the steering wheel and you can turn it and the wheel and nothing's happening, it ought to scare you plumb to death. But when you get on a horse, you can pull on them and nothing happens, so you don't think anything about it. But it's the same as a pickup truck being in control. So I'm going to follow up and I'm going to raise my energy up. My energy is going to go specifically to where that stirrup is, which is behind the shoulder. So I'm gonna raise that energy up. He's not responding, he's out there. Finally moved his feet. I mean, it took quite a bit just to get him to move his feet. So here's where the main issue is. The horse doesn't have the respect that he needs to have. So this is respect gaining. And then you see when he did take those steps there, you see what he did? He came up against that saddle and grabbed himself, started wringing his tail. So that's what you've been riding. Once you get him over not moving, then he's going too fast and he's rebelling. So now then, you see what he did over there? He went over there behind me and he faced up to me. I didn't tell him to face up, did I? So because I didn't tell him to face up, he's using that face up as a tool, a defensive tool against me. He's hiding all of the vital organs, hiding all of his vital organs with that face up. I've asked him several times to do different things. Once he started moving, he looked off to the right, and then he's going around like this, and he really wasn't listening to me at all. And when I asked him to stop, he's just still rolling on. So I don't have anything. I've got a loose horse on a lead rope that is not paying attention to me at all. The reason I stepped up there and did that, he's got to start responding, because if he's not responding to my slightest suggestion, he's going to remain heavy. Then I'm not helping you out any. So I've got to do enough to get him to move his feet easily. That's the starting point. And once his feet start moving, there. See how much nicer that was? But right there he left me. See, he went outside. So I'm gonna step up here beside him just a little bit and ask him to step forward and keep moving that hind end away from me just a little bit. Just a little bit. I want that left hind to reach up and step like that. But keep going forward. Step up there and get that left hind reaching underneath that body. There, but keep going forward. Now then, you see him coming back to me and getting soft. Now I didn't ask him to face up. So because I didn't ask him to face up, I need to address that. So I'm gonna put some energy here, get him to open up. If he's moving his hip, and I haven't told him to move his hip, he's avoiding what I'm asking him to do. So I'm asking him again, move over, he's still pressing on me with that shoulder. That's kind of a half-hearted attempt to do what I'm asking him to do right now, and it's a step in the right direction. That's why I'm letting him rest here. It's not quite there just yet. I need him to open up there. Now then, he's in a submissive position right now. He's parallel to me. He's not pushing on me. He's not trying to move his feet. He's looking at me. You see? And I got that by arranging his body that worked in his mind to get down to his feet. So these are the things that I'm thinking about as I work this horse. When he does what I want him to do, he's going to find complete and immediate release there. Now, if he leaves and I let him leave, by leaving I mean he looks off to the right and pushes into me to the left. So I'm getting bigger in here. My energy's getting bigger inside, and I'm wanting him to continue on stepping forward and listen to me like that. Just get stopped right there. He's facing up. I didn't tell him to face up. Then when he did move his feet, he moved it too much. Move that shoulder over. Let him have that. He needs time. He needs time when he's right. You know, all of the stuff that I'm, quote, getting him to do, if I don't recognize when he's right and let him have some time in it, then he's not going to be able to gain understanding. I asked him to stop 10 steps prior, and he just kept rolling on. He's trying to do his thing, see? And I'm catching him before he does it and saying, no, don't do that. No, don't do that. I'm not really getting after him, but I'm not allowing him to just move when I haven't told him to move. Now I'm going to tell him to move forward. Now this gets stopped. He's kind of looking outside and paying attention. Don't have any brakes on him yet. Moved his back end a little bit. I didn't tell him to move it, so I'm going to readjust the front end. Looking off to the wrong side. There's a right choice. Still looking the wrong way, so I'm just bringing him there. And once he moved in, you see what I did immediately? He put the release in there. And I quit doing what I'm doing, so I'm letting him stand here right now and enjoy that spot. And all I've done to this point is basically ask this horse to walk a quiet circle around me. I haven't done anything more than that, but I'm getting to address a whole lot of attitude issues that have been plaguing you when you're riding him with this simple step when I want to, stop when I tell you. Him just sneaking through. So when he's sneaking through there, I'm going to have to correct that now. I'm going to step up there and put some energy so that I get a backup with that shoulder. You see right there, see him pick that shoulder up and move it over and back. That's because I increased the energy in front of his shoulder, about right where that neck is. And I was looking for him to pick that shoulder up, step back at the same time. And when I saw that, then I let him feel that release. So that's a correction for him not stopping. When I ask him to come forward, I like the fact that he stepped away. He stopped, but he moved his back feet. So I'm going to move his shoulder back over just a little bit. See where his back end came when his shoulder went away? Came to me. All right. Now, see those ears starting to just move softly? That's a horse thinking, usually, all right? And his eyes softening up, his whole body's, you see how much more agreeable he looks in his face, okay? I'm gonna ask him to come forward again. He needs to step forward, I've asked him. He made it, but then when he took that step, he looked the wrong way. Pushing on me just a little bit with the shoulder right there. I can tell that because he's thinking about moving his hip away. If he's not pushing on me with the shoulder, the hip stays where it belongs, right there underneath him. There. Perfect. Now you see his whole body shape changed, his attitude changed, and he's not thinking about moving his feet. These are just, every time you do anything with this horse, you're going to do some of this. You're going to lead him, and he's either in your picture doing what you want or he's not. And that's all I'm doing right now is just arranging it to where this horse is in my picture. So far, I've only gone to the left. I'm going to change direction here. See which end he moved first? That should have stayed there, and he should have moved his front end. But he avoided doing that by moving his back end away and leaving his shoulder just planted there and locked. That's a defiant move on his part. I'm going to step him back up here. Get that shoulder over. See, he's such a big hurry to move that hip. I'm going to ask him to come through here. I want that left front foot to move to his left. He moved the back one first, but then he followed up with the front. I'm going to let him have it. It wasn't perfect, wasn't exactly what I was wanting to see him just rolling on. If I'm doing nothing, and that horse is circling out here on me, they're not listening. That's a trained trick. That's a trick horse. And a trick horse in practicality, when we're out riding in the woods or we're out riding in the pasture or you're riding in a show, a trained trick horse is absolutely no good to you because they're doing their own thing. They're not listening to you. So we've got to do something to get this horse. I like that. I don't like that. See, every step has an attitude with it. It's either good or it isn't. What I liked was he was thinking about not moving that front foot. What I didn't like was as soon as he moved it, then he moved his back feet. So it was a perversion of a good attitude with a step of wrong behind, okay? See, this tool is not only a desensitizing tool. If they're standing there just kind of numbed out, zoned out, I've got to have the ability to keep them responsive. Non-response, when I've asked for it, is just as defiant as doing too much when you didn't ask for it, okay? I'm going to go back the other way here. See, look at there, look at there. See, we got just front end that time. The hind end stayed right where it belongs. So I'm going to let him roll on here just a little bit. By roll on, I mean just walk around. But you see him having a tendency to want to look out of the left eye a little bit. Now he's right where he should be. Looking out of the left eye right now. Now he's right where he should be. Let's see if he'll stop. He did, but what did he do with his back end? There's the right answer. Let him sit there. I let him hear me take a deep breath. I'm hoping that he'll take a deep breath there. Started moving when I didn't tell him to move. He moved his hind end. Wasn't responding to what I did want. There's the response I wanted. Let him just sit here a minute. Tighten this saddle up just a little bit. I'm gonna come back up this way. See, I've been all over the barn here just getting a quiet circle walk, and nothing wrong with that. So I always say that I'm going to ask with the least amount first, but then I'm going to be prepared to do whatever I need to do. So if I need to move all over the barn to get what I need, well, that's what I'm going to do. I ask him to come forward again. I like that. See how nice and responsive he was. Just get stopped here. See how non-responsive he was for that. Change direction. I didn't tell him to change direction, so I'll get him to step back around there. He's trying to leave out to the right. I'm just not letting him not listen to me. There. Now he's listening to me. See how I played ping pong with him? He wanted to leave this way, I caught him here. He wanted to go that way, I caught him here. I knew exactly the attitude and the posture and the demeanor I wanted him was in the middle. And I didn't quit until he stepped up there and saw it. Get stopped, not listening. Send him back over there, get that hip back around there. Get the front end back over here, there. Those moves were, yes sir. That messed it up when he moved his hip back. His first move of stop was good, listening. I'm gonna ask him to come forward. Nice, very good. See, when I took the energy off that time, he didn't keep rolling on. He was waiting on me to tell him when to take the next step and where to take the next step, like that, see? Now, you see that hip wanting to come to you just a little bit there? He's pushing with his hip towards you guys. Shoulders into me, but he's not too terribly bad. So this horse is finding his way to being between those boundaries. This isn't, so I didn't do as much right here. Now I'm gonna have to do something. Now he pushed it too far. He's still thinking about just rolling on when I send him off to his right. And what I did was I moved my position just a little bit. Right here he wanted to roll through. Over here he was kind of wanting to listen. There's going to be spots where a horse wants to be and where they don't. And if I'm having trouble finding it too much, then I'll make a little adjustment until I can find it. I'm still looking for this demeanor, but I'm looking for that right response, okay? So this is going to be the way that I would suggest that you handle him on the ground all the time.